Hey everybody, it's Junior Gonzalez here. Thanks for liking my page, Juju Sweet Tooth. I really appreciate it. It's definitely on a good steady popularity, so I really appreciate it. But today, instead of showing you guys all the good things I bake in pictures, at the end result, I figured I'd show you guys how to make some of my desserts. And today I will be making some red velvet macaroons, which a lot of people ask me, how hard is it to make macaroons? And honestly, it's pretty simple. You have to make sure you follow the directions carefully because otherwise you're not going to get that dome shape and that little bubbly bottom. So I can't wait to show you guys this video. So what I have here, I decided to put it all in a container. So I have 3/4 cups of almond flour. You could use blanched or unblanched almond flour. It really doesn't matter. I mean, if it's going to be red anyway, it doesn't matter, but pretty much I feel as if like the unblanched almond skin, it kind of adds a little fiber, making your cookie a little nutritious, but then not really because we have the 1 cup of powdered sugar or confectioner sugar, which helps with the fluffy meringue part, and we have some cocoa powder. I will be adding red food coloring when we do the egg beating trick, but I figured to show you guys the dry ingredients. You want to make sure that you sift this at least 3 times. If you don't sift this 3 times, I mean, if you sift it 2 times, that's just as good. If you sift it 3 times, you'll get the best results for your cookie shape. You could use this. It's technically considered a sifter, but a lot of us misuse it for a strainer. I have to buy my own sifter one of these days. I'm surprised I haven't. But you could just put it in a bowl, put it on top, and then you could just pour your ingredients in. So I'm going to use my rubber scraper to sift. And pretty much it just makes sure that everything's incorporated nicely. So this is what the sifted dry ingredients is going to look like. It kind of looks like, I guess Nesquik, the dried mix. But anyways, we're going to move on to making the meringue, and this is the most crucial part. So I have a standing mixer. I've been wanting one of these for a long time, and I finally got one. You don't have to use a standing mixer. I just feel it's actually more helpful for me. You could also use like a hand mixer, like the little beaters. But what you do is you take 2 egg whites. You got 2 egg whites, and we're going to pour them in the bowl. So remember, 2 large egg whites. And we're going to beat this until the eggs get a little foamy. So the eggs are nice and foamy. So to this, we are going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, which helps add the meringue. And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar. And that'll just keep whipping up until we get stiff peaks. That in order to know that your egg whites are actually at stiff peaks, I'm going to show you inside. All you have to do is lift it over your head. If it doesn't fall, it's perfect. And since it didn't fall, that's how you know you're fine. So what we do next is I actually put the red food coloring in already, and then this is the dry ingredients. On the bottom is the meringue. So all you have to do is pretty much fold in the meringue and the dry ingredients. Sorry, I'm trying to show you. It's a little hard creating it with the iPhone camera. But all you do is pretty much fold in the dry ingredients until it gets like a nice runny consistency. So you see how it's kind of turning red. You want to make sure you use enough food coloring because if you don't, it's going to turn your macaroons pink, which I suppose you could do, but since they're red velvet, you want them as red as you possibly can get them. So I put the batter inside a piping bag. You just get a cup, put the piping bag on, put the stuff in, get it up from the top, like that. Twist it, and you have a piping bag. So I'm going to make these macaroons a specific size, about I don't know, that big. I'm gonna make, this batter actually makes up to 12 macaroons, so a dozen. This is what the macaroons look like in the early stages. So all you have to do is throw them down a few times. It just makes sure that the air bubbles that are inside from the cream of tartar and from whipping the egg so much, it makes sure that, you know, those air bubbles are gone. Okay, so this is what they look like when it's been dried. See how it's not sticky? Pretty much they are set to go in the oven. You'll set your oven at 300 degrees. Make sure that you cook it on the top rack, because if you don't, cookies will not, they won't cook evenly and they might burn, but I'll show you the end result. Okay, so macarons are finished and I didn't want to waste too much time on a video, so I made some cream cheese frosting. It will go between our macaroons. But pretty much, I'm going to tear one off, and this is what the macaroon should look like. So it has that dome, and then the little foam part. That shows that it was a success. So we are going to sandwich it together with some cream cheese frosting. So all you have to do is put it in a piping bag. That helps. And that makes our macaroon. See? Success. And this is the finished product.